Let me start by saying that the decision that the Foreign Minister has taken today is a hugely significant and unprecedented step. And it comes as a result of the significant efforts on the part of the Australian Signals Directorate in identifying Alexander Ermakov as a person who participated in the cyber attack on Medibank last year. Australians should take an enormous sense of confidence in the professionalism and skill that exists within ASD in this case, because it's an example of the work that has been able to be undertaken by ASD in a meticulous way over the last 18 months in hunting down Alexander Ermakov and being able to identify him as a part of the hack in relation to Medibank. We have here today Abby Bradshaw, who is the head of the Australian Cybersecurity Centre, who can answer more technical questions in relation to what has occurred here. In undertaking these efforts, ASD has obviously worked very closely with the Australian Federal Police, but also our partners overseas, the FBI, the NSA in America, GCHQ in the UK. And again, this is a demonstration of how working with our partners, with these agencies, there is an enormously powerful effect which can be brought to bear in holding cyber criminals to account. And the sanctions that are being put in place on Alexander Ermakov today and publicly naming him will have an enormous impact on his activities and send a very strong message to cyber criminals around the world that we mean business. I want to acknowledge Microsoft in the work that they have done with ASD in being able to pursue this investigation. Most significantly, though, I want to acknowledge Medibank. Medibank have been incredibly open in the way in which they have engaged with ASD, and this has been fundamentally important in allowing ASD to do its work. And it's a really good example of how companies being willing to share this really sensitive information with ASD allows the investigations to occur in a way which has ended up with the result that we have today. That's a great outcome for the country, obviously, but it's a really good outcome for Medibank. And there are lots of lessons that both ASD and Medibank and AFP will have learnt along the way, and that's a great thing for Medibank. As I say, it's a great thing for the country in terms of improving our cyber security. I think over the last few years, we have seen the consequence of cyber attacks across the country. We've seen, in fact, across the world. We understand that this is one of the great challenges which faces our country and our economy today. But in the Australian Signals Directorate, we have an agency which is at world's best practice, and today's announcement is very much an example of that.